Hi there, I'm Zoot Java. Today I'd like to talk about the October 22nd final presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. First thing I'd like to address is the fact that a lot of people have been discussing since the first debate. That is, the behavior of President Trump during this debate. In Trump's defense, however, in the first one, he not only was going up against Biden, but the moderator seemingly. Trump basically, this time, just let Biden talk and didn't interrupt him for the most part. The first issue dealt with COVID-19, with Biden saying that Trump did everything wrong and he would do it differently. Trump pointed out how he shut down travel coming in from China, and Biden calling him xenophobic for this. Biden's answer was that he did not call him xenophobic for this. Biden also said that dealing with the virus is just to make everybody social distance and wear a mask, while criticizing everything that Trump did. I find it convenient to criticize the actions of Trump regarding a virus that nobody knew anything at all about and was spreading around the entire world. Well, that's having the luxury of not being the one saddled with the responsibility of having to actually deal with it. Trump had questioned Biden on what he had done, with Biden saying that he wasn't in office. Again, if you're running for president, it would have looked very good for him had he spoken to governors of the individual states and attempted to put some of his supposed policies in place. He would then have had something to point out and argue in this debate as actions that he had taken in preparation of taking office of the presidency. It's easy to say what you do when you aren't confronted with the reality of the situation. I'm sure we've all heard this saying that hindsight is 20/20. Trump insisted that he be asked about fracking, and the moderator seemed to want to avoid it, but Trump was persistent, and she finally did, with Biden lying and saying that he wasn't going to ban fracking. He flat out stated before that he had every intention of banning fracking, with his Green New Deal that he got with as referred to from Trump as an ideal from AOC plus 3. Biden didn't do himself any favors by going on the attack with himself for Trump, as this left him teeing up the case of Hunter Biden's laptop with the incriminating evidence on it, with Biden trying to say that experts have said that this was false. Trump said that Biden was getting money from China and Russia, and Biden saying that Trump was the only one making money there. But with Biden himself stating on television, which can be easily found on the internet, he bragged about withholding over $1 billion in loans to the Ukraine from the U.S. if they didn't fire the prosecutor who was looking into Hunter's dealings with the company he was employed with by the name of Burisma. The healthcare seemed to be a bit of a hot topic, as Biden said he was going to implement Obamacare, only better, and call it Bidencare. Trump explained his changes to the health care, but with his talking about this during the 2016 election, one might think that it should have been done by now. However, this seems to be a bit of a complex issue and would require more time, possibly, but time will tell if anything actually will be done by either side. Of course, racial problems were brought up, with Trump pointing out that he was the least racist person in the room. Biden saying that Trump was a racist who pours gas on every racial issue to make it worse, and he has a dog whistle as big as a foghorn for the poor boys, which we can only assume he meant the Proud Boys. Trump countered with how, after writing the crime bill that put thousands of black men in prison needlessly, that Biden also referred to them as super predators. A takeaway from this is the Hunter scandal. It's something you can't really blame the parent for, except for the possibility of the emails incriminating Joe with secret meetings of foreign businessmen. On the other hand, the optics are bad, as Trump pointed out that Hunter got that job with no experience, making, as Trump said, $183,000 a month, which I think is wrong, but Trump didn't bring notes like Biden did. He was speaking off the cuff. It also has people thinking that while Trump didn't flesh out the alternative to Obamacare in 3 years, he has done things such as for the black community with the 10-year allotment of millions of dollars to the black colleges, where they normally had to go and ask for loans every single year. Whereas Biden has been in politics for 47 years and accomplished nothing but the crime bill, putting thousands of black men in prison. Ironically, his choice for Vice President, Kamala Harris, has openly stated how proud she is of her record as prosecutor, which she too saw to the incarceration of thousands of black men on trivial charges, which Tulsi Gabbard previously attacked her for on the debate stage. However, undecided voters might think that if Biden couldn't even keep Hunter on the straight and narrow, so to speak, how on earth is he going to keep any promises that he's making now and also lead the most powerful nation in the world? Well, thanks for listening to my brief talk and opinions of the final presidential debate. And now what you've all been waiting for, my bad joke. I had to tell somebody that I'm not rude. I just say out loud what most people are thinking. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me out, and even better, it annoys the usual suspects. Hit the bell for notifications of more of my words of wisdom, and share my content on all your social media, because I get censored by all the usual suspects. So, until later, have a Java on Zoot.